Hey guys, me Rick McFadden. Go Rick McFadden Photography, and it's on Facebook. Um, I'm also on a thing called ViewBug. You should be able to. There's a lot of awesome pictures on there, so you can check it out there. Um, kind of in a slump today. Really don't know what to say or talk about, so I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna try to just let His word pass through me. Um, been reading a lot in Matthew. For those of you who don't know, I'm going through a lot, which you can probably tell through the videos, and that's fine. That's what God is for. We keep our eyes set on Him, and it helps us get through whatever it is that we're going through. Um, when you set your eyes on the world, I think I said this in the last one, you lose sight of everything else that's important because He comes first. Now, whether you believe in God or not, it's still all about, like I've been talking, mentality. You choose to, when you wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I want to do, and I'm not trying to be boastful, but it's just something I've done to make myself feel better or just start my day off right so that when I meet other people or talk to other people, I'm able to bring that joy that I have to them. Doesn't mean I don't have bad days. Everybody has bad days, but it's all how you think about it. Um, so the first thing I do when I get up is just thankful I am breathing. Thankful that family members are breathing. The people that have done me wrong, I'm not here to judge them. That's not my job, nor is it yours or anybody else's. They have to atone for what they do through life. And they have to, the mistakes that they make and the decisions they make, they have to be the ones to benefit or suffer. They might benefit now, but later on are they going to suffer? And it's not for us to judge. So there's no need in worrying about it right now because it's not going to, you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. You don't know if you're going to be breathing tomorrow. That's something I've tried to instill in my kids and my soon to be ex-wife. Um, the funny thing is when you love somebody, you deeply love somebody, and you're convicted to continue to love them even if they don't love you. I don't know if that's weakness or I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what you think. Um, yeah, I'm just at a loss today, guys. I've been reading through Matthew and um, my brain is just everywhere. And when I was reading through Matthew earlier, it's talking about, they talk about eye for an eye, fight fire with fire, things of that nature. You've heard those expressions before. But he says, you don't do what's been done to you. If somebody does something wrong to you, you offer them your cheek. If they take your shirt, you give them your coat, or they take your coat, you give them your shirt. We as Christians want to exude who we are through Christ by following. And sometimes that's difficult because we do have human emotions. It's taken me a long time to not not get upset at things when things are done wrong to me. And I'm sure all of us on here can understand, like I said, whether you believe or not. Um, he also says, that we're to pray for them. Anybody that does us wrong, we pray for them. We don't try to get them back because in the end result, you're going to have more. This goes back to talking about love. You're going to have more overflow in you because you did lead with love. You forgave and you gave instead of trying to take and fight angrily, because you put anger inside of you and it destroys you. It does. I know. I've been there. I've tried to get back. I've tried to be mean. I've tried, and mine comes from an upbringing of trying to figure things out and not having a good structure, and I had to figure it out, and I did. And that's part of growing up is, and that's the good thing about the Bible is it gives us an instruction. It's a compass, if you will, a roadmap of good morals and how to go about life. And I didn't get into the Bible until probably 2 years ago, and I didn't start attesting until probably this past year. And then going with my children is the one thing I tell them every night. Pray, talk to God, and tell the truth. You know, that's all you can do. You your prayers are answered every day. And again, I'm sorry for just the randomness. So anybody that's subscribed, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you hearing me out and just listening, and that's wonderful. I'm glad that you've done that. If you have anything to say, just words of encouragement, wisdom, anything, you know, throw it to me. I'll be glad to take it. If you want to just talk, that's fine too. I can't remember what I was trying to say now, but we think of things in a backwards way now. I think the way it seems to me, people don't like change, but they say they love change or the excitement of it, and but it's all a mentality. Every bit of it's a mentality. It's all what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. And we make excuses as to why we can't deal with this or we can't deal with that or we can't do this or we can't do that. And look at our grandparents versus our parents and what they've gone through and the struggles that they had and things like that. And that's what they're here for, is to teach us. If not in this, if not in this, just in life, you know. But be careful who you listen to, because you still have choice and opinion. And that's part of the growing up, is figuring out what's right and wrong and the right way, and gaining wisdom through that, and understanding what we want to teach our children, so when they teach their children. There was a Native American, I don't know if I mentioned this on here before, there was a Native American saying where they're talking about, when you think of your children and what you teach them, you need to think 7 generations ahead, because that's going to be the future. That's going to be what they become. That's who, and that's what you want to teach and instill. Everything just seems so backwards now. You know, you change it. A buddy of mine said last night, you change your underwear every day, but when something new comes up and you're frightened of it, it's that same aspect. You don't think about changing your underwear every day, you just do it. But if something new comes up, if you always have fear, the only thing you should ever fear is leaving this world. And what did you do while you were here? What did you produce for everybody else and yourself? How did people see you? And that's why I changed myself, because I didn't want to be when I died, my kids, which they've always thought I was pretty awesome, but I didn't want people to think of me as just, oh, that's just Rick, some dude. I want people to think of me as, you know what, he was a good dude, he was inspirational, he loved with all his heart. I want people to talk about me like that. I want them to say that I brought them closer to God because of my actions and what I've done. Am I perfect? No. Nobody is. We've been over this. I'm going to say it again probably every video, and that's fine. Just to remind everybody, you're allowed to mess up. But messing up, there's a point where you mess up and you say, I'm going to grow up, and you change that mentality and go, you know what? I've been doing this wrong. And that's the point. You make a mistake, even if you made it 5, 10 times. The Bible says if your brother comes to you and repents to you, you know, 7 times, Jesus said 70, and you forgive. But there's got to be a point where in that forgiveness you say, you know what, I've made mistakes and I'm going to do something about it. And that's where I'm at now. And I want to reach out to other people on here, friends, loved ones, whoever's on here. You can make mistakes. The definition of stupidity is making the same mistake or doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. That's this. It's not. It's unintelligent. You grow from it. That's called growing up. That's what we do. That's what we show our children. We don't want them to see us as perfect beings because we're not. We want them to see us. I mean, that's why Jesus came for sinners. It says in here, that the Pharisees asked him why he sat with the sinners, and he's like, look, I sit with them because they were no. He asked anyway. Basically, what he was saying was the sick need a physician, and the people that don't need the physician, he didn't need to be around. And we're all sinners, and that's why he came. That's why he died. So we could learn and learn to forgive and learn from mistakes and go from there and build on that to become adults. Solomon was talking about putting away childish things. He became a man. He had wisdom of God. It's just, I don't know. I'm flawed. I know I am. I know God's got a plan for me. And I hope this is part of it, talking to you guys and hopefully bringing you guys closer to God. Or just, if you don't want to talk about God and you just want somebody easy to talk to, that's what I'm for, man. I'm doing this mostly to project my convictions of Christ. So you can see that we are sinners and it is okay to be a sinner. But just like when, everybody's heard the harlot, they're about to stone her, Jesus says, let he with no sin cast the first stone, and they start dropping rocks. And that's the thing. But afterwards, after they drop the rocks, what you don't realize is he grabbed her and said, you have been forgiven, but don't do it again. And that's the thing. You grab that. Once you have that opportunity to do something, people can't keep seeing you as the same way if you don't speak out and you don't let them know, look, I'm not who I used to be. And that's important because you're held to the stigmata of a past that no longer exists. We all change day to day, year to year. Nobody's the same. And through Christ, man, it's an overpower. It takes you over. And you have to watch your walk. That's why this is here. So you can go back to it every day. That's why you talk to other people that are believers. If you're not a believer, you can talk to people that are believers, and they're not going to Bible bash you. Some will, but some just want to talk to you and see your point of view and how you're doing for the day. And anyway, ran over. I just convicted yeah, man. I'm in a bad place right now, but I know he's got me. Psalms 23, look it up. I'm running out of time, so I'm not going to be able to say it. As always, Emily, I love you. I don't know what it's going to take. I wish there was something I could do. I love you and those kids with all my life. And God. And yeah, I love you. Kaylee, Riley, Vaughn, Erica, I love you guys more than anything. You are my life. I've given it over to you. That's what I'm supposed to do. So hopefully you guys see this. Hopefully this helps anybody. I love you all. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful and blessed day.